And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
So how are we looking? Are we looking good over there? Are we live?
I hope we're looking and sounding good.
Yeah. This is exciting. We're back in the MPR again. Back in the multipurpose room. And live from the multipurpose room. So we're not going to have the issue that we had yesterday because we got three of the brightest people sitting in this room with us right now that are really helping us out, making sure this goes through here. So
we have the experts here today.
We have the experts here today.
Yes.
So it is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, happy Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
Lisa, it feels good to be back in here.
It does. We have really missed being able to talk to you all live.
Yes, we have.
It's not as fun taping it.
It's not as fun, even though we're changing things as we go along here. Because I just all the feedback that I was getting before is gone.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, and actually that's much better for me because it feels like now I'm not hearing myself six times. So thank you for changing that.
Can we hear us okay, though?
Yeah,
we sound a
like
little bit
okay.
lighter now.
We're okay.
Okay.
So forgive us as we kind of go through this. We're first time through this, and we're excited. Lisa, I'm looking at, now we don't have them on yet, but I am looking at like all kinds of lights on the ceiling. So
it looks like a theater production.
It's amazing. I mean, we've got, and I don't know if you can see this in your camera or not, or in your on your TV, but we've got like two sets of stage lights, and then we've got lights up in the auditorium, and so it's great. I mean, it's really exciting. So anyway, we're going to keep rocking and rolling here. It's Thursday afternoon, and we're really excited. I mean, this is I guess it's been 3 weeks?
I think it has.
3 weeks since we were live.
Are we having technical difficulties?
Oh. Okay, no picture, but we're
that
hearing
might
no
even
picture.
be better, Tom.
It might be better. So
it might be better.
So if we have visual things we need to share, we'll talk about them.
Okay,
so.
okay. So for folks that are listening to us, we're working on the visual part.
Right.
We have heard that you all can hear us, but not see us at the moment. And trust me, that might be better.
Yeah.
We're not that attractive.
I won't speak for Lisa, but I know there's not much to see here. So, you are missing on an opportunity to see Lisa at this point. But
it's more important you hear us today. Maybe we go with that at least.
So we'll see if we can kind of work through the visual part, but we're going to keep rocking and rolling here, Lisa.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Since you all can
Sounds
hear.
good. And we'll need to behave ourselves, Tom, because the picture might come on all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
And we don't want to be, scratching our face or doing something that...
Well, yeah, I was going to even be a little more gross than that, but I won't be gross than that.
We're going to be good. We're going to pretend.
We're
going to pretend the picture's up. Okay? Stop it. Okay, he was aiming for his nose, just to let y'all know.
I was reaching for a certain part of my... No, I'm not going to say it because I got chastised for saying it.
That's right.
And Ken told me not to use that word again.
He did. He did.
When the chaplain talks to me, I listen to the chaplain.
Yes.
I really do.
It was a nose hole.
It was.
So it was nothing else but that.
Right.
So,
yes. So,
okay.
Now, you know what? The neat thing about this is it feels like a radio program now instead of a live TV. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're doing different things today.
Absolutely.
So, Lisa, just for the viewing audience, since they can't see us,
dropped it. And it is glass, so that might not have been good.
We might not have had a time thing at that point.
Oh.
Okay. So so they couldn't see the picture.
Right.
Well, could they?
Right.
Maybe they could see the picture for a while. Because was it up on 1390?
No, never up.
Okay, so they couldn't see the photo today. So you know what? The nice thing about that is we'll use that photo of the day for the next one.
We'll save that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Good.
So, Lisa, there's no reason why we can't do the trivia question today?
I say we bring back the trivia.
We love the trivia questions. And What do we have as our prize for the trivia question?
It's a big prize today. It's a $25 gift card to Target,
Oh.
which you can use online.
Online,
or
yes.
in stores if you're careful.
Okay.
So, and the cool part was this was supposed to be our trivia question yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was by Kerry Gustafson.
Right.
And it was his birthday yesterday. So that's why
Yeah.
it would have been cool if we could have done it yesterday.
Yeah.
But just remember, he had a birthday yesterday, and that was our plan.
And it still makes it cool that way.
It still makes it cool.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it's a short question, so I might have to repeat this one a couple times because I have trouble saying the last word of it. But Ken has
Is it
educated
Booths?
me.
It's nothing with Booths.
It's not Booths. No. So, but Ken's educated me, and I think I can do this.
All right.
The question is, what trio was known as the American Triumvirate?
Oh, Larry, Moe, and Curly, Ken says. So
What trio was known as the American Triumvirate?
I think you were triumphant in saying that
I
word.
think I was.
Yes, I think you were. So
Okay, I know it's been a while. So the number that you call
Right.
is 336
336
389
389
4103. And that's Michelle, of course. 336 389 4103.
And that's if you know who the trio was in the American Triumvirate.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So this will be a good test, Tom, if we really are being heard out there.
Yeah, I'm sure
Because
we're
if
heard.
nobody calls, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Well,
but
I thought she ran out of the room already.
she just ran out of the room.
So that must be a good sign.
It's a good sign.
All right. All right, so moving on. So like I said, we're going to keep moving on, and we'll hope that we'll have a picture at some point.
Okay.
If not, we'll just do this as a radio show
Sure.
today. So nothing wrong with that. We just got to take small steps in the right direction here.
That's right.
So. Okay, so there's a lot, Lisa, to go over.
There is.
Because, it's been 8 days since we've really done an update on the coronavirus. So I got a lot of statistics I'm going to go over today. So let me do that. So this is as of today, July 2nd. And remember, just as a refresher, that we use the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, their dashboard that they use, which they update once a day. So let me give you the latest figures. So completed tests as of today, 971,120. That's a lot of tests.
Wow.
It's almost 1 million tests now
Wow.
at this point. And we have 68,142 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in our state. Now, what I did was I decided to go back and look at where we were, two things, actually, where we were a week ago when I last reported. And from a week ago, we have done 160,000 tests in a week. It's actually been 8 days. So that's 20,000 tests a day. So they're really ramping up on tests. We're seeing a lot more of that. Unfortunately, for the positive cases, we've seen almost an 11,000 number increase in positive cases since last week. So when you do just the difference from last week to this week, it comes out to about 7%, 6.9%, which, we know is still higher than we want to be as a state.
Right.
Our goal is to try and get down below 5%, and I think that the governor and Dr. Manny Cohen have made that pretty clear that that's where they want to see us get to. So, but it's slid down a little bit, so I think we were up above 7 there for a while, so it's coming back down a little bit. And I really, again, think that the mask thing is going to be a big deal. People wearing masks are really going to help us get that number back down. Now, if you just do a percentage of the total positive cases versus the total tests that have been completed, that actually is at 7% as well. So they're both right now kind of in equilibrium there as far as the percentage goes. Unfortunately, since last week, we've had 101 more people that have passed away from COVID-19, and our total number is 1,391 in the state. And then we have 912 people that are in the hospital at the moment, and that's 21 more than what we were last week when we reported on this. Now, here's something very interesting that I decided to do that I thought might be of interest to our folks, is I went back to June 1st. Yesterday was going to be July 1st, so I was kind of doing it as of yesterday, but I've updated the numbers a little bit. But I thought, you know what, it might be interesting to see where were we on June 1st compared to where we are on July 1st, just a month later. And so as far as confirmed cases, on June 1st, we had 29,263 back on June 1st, and we are at 68,142. That's 38,879 cases just in the month.
Wow.
So, this is the reason why there's concern, right? And this is why North Carolina has kind of risen up there as far as a state that's got a little bit of a hotspot name to it. So, and deaths, we had 898 versus 1,391 now. That's 400, almost 500 people that have passed during the month of June. This was interesting. Completed tests. Last month, we were almost 422,000 tests that we had done. We're at 971,000 right now. So that's almost 550,000 tests more that we did just in the month of June. That's a lot of tests. And then, this is the other little stark number, but we were at 650 in hospitals when we reported back in June 1st, and we're 912 now. That's 262 more folks that are in the hospital at this moment. Okay, so and then when I looked at the county-by-county statistics, I kind of did the same thing. So let me kind of share some of that with you. So in Forsyth, right now, we have 3,132 confirmed cases. That's since the beginning. That's 417 more cases than what it was last week when we were working on this, when I reported on this last. Guilford County, we're at 2,946 cases. That's 360 more than last week. Durham, 3,830. That's 456 more cases. Wake County, 5,453 cases. That's 1,106 more cases than last week. And Mecklenburg is 11,803 cases, and that's 2,189 more cases than what it was last week. They came up almost 20% in a week. Actually, it's more than 20% if you do the math. So then I did the same thing. I said, you know what? It'd be very interesting to go back to June 1st and compare the numbers in the counties at June 1st as opposed to now. And so I did the same thing. So in Forsyth, back on June 1st, we had 1,383 cases. We're at 1,749 more cases during the month of June. That's an increase of 126%. Guilford, we were at 1,288 back on June 1st. That's 1,658 cases more during the month of June. That's a 128% increase during the month of June. Durham went up 131%. Mecklenburg County went up 168% between June 1st and now. And Wake is the big winner, or big loser, I guess, if you want to look at it this way. They went up 208% between the number we had back in June 1st to what we have now. So, that's those are rough statistics to look at, and we know that we just know that the theory that the hot weather and the warm weather was going to slow the process down hasn't really proven out, has it? I mean, we haven't seen much of that. Interesting statistic, and that is we are seeing a little bit of a reduction in the percentage of deaths in nursing homes and retirement communities versus the general public. We have been pretty 60% for a long, long time. Almost since the beginning, we've had 60% of deaths have come in nursing homes and retirement communities. It's dropped to 57%, and 3% may not seem like a lot, but to me, that's significant.
Right.
And I think if you talk to any statistician, they'll tell you that's a pretty significant drop. And then the last thing was, we track how many outbreaks, how many communities have outbreaks, how many nursing homes and how many retirement communities have outbreaks at the moment. And in the state of North Carolina, we have 192 that have current outbreaks. That is 19 more than where we were last week, and that's 56 more than what we were at the beginning of June. So in a year, it feels like a year. In a month, we have picked up 56 more communities. So we're really close to that 200 mark as far as communities go. And just to kind of give everybody a perspective, there's a little over 400 nursing homes in the state. So we're a little bit more than half. So
We're back on, Tom.
I'm getting word that picture's up.
So
And can they still hear us? That would be good too. So, okay. So I was a little afraid that the picture would be up and we couldn't be heard anymore. So I'm getting thumbs up from everybody.
Wow,
So,
this is good.
well, welcome. Now you can see us. So we're excited. I hope I haven't bored you to death with all the statistics, but the statistics do tell a story.
They do.
And we've
Absolutely.
been seeing that all along. And so there's been a lot to kind of catch up on there, but I think there's just some fascinating stuff with that. And then, Lisa, a couple new things have just kind of been coming around the horizon here that I thought I'd spend just a second or two on. And the first one is, and some of you may have noticed that when Dr. Mandy Cohen was talking yesterday on air, she was talking about the testing initiative for nursing homes in North Carolina. We have known that this was probably coming down the pike at some point.
Right.
The federal government had made this mandate at some point. We were waiting for the state of North Carolina to give us direction on what's going to happen with that. And so if you watched the governor's update yesterday, Mandy Cohen spoke about the fact that there's going to be this initiative now for nursing homes. And there's been a partnership basically with CVS. The state has partnered with CVS to be able to have CVS come into our communities and do these testing. So we're kind of now at the mercy of the state and CVS as far as them contacting us and letting us know when this will proceed. We don't have any details. There's a little bit of information out there, but there's not a lot of detail yet as to how this is going to happen, when it's going to happen, all those kinds of things. So we'll just kind of wait and see when we get that phone call from the state and from CVS. And we don't know, if they're going to come out and do the test, or if we're doing the test, or if we're helping with the test. We don't know all that stuff yet. We also don't know, we know it's going to be the nursing home residents and staff. I mean, that's a given that this is going to happen. But we don't know if it's going to be the assisted living residents at this point and the assisted living staff. And we are about 99% sure it's not going to be the independent living side. We're not going to be testing folks on the independent living side. So anyway, I think that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Sure.
My only concern about this, I don't have a real problem with testing residents. My only concern is the fact that, we keep hearing there are shortages of tests, and that we are now that the labs are taking forever to process these tests.
Right.
We're
5 to
hearing
7
5 to
days.
7 days, and that's a long time. And then I think the reactant that they use to actually process the tests, they're also having issues with getting that reactant. So anyway, it remains to be seen, but I thought I would just pass that on as information.
Sure.
I thought that was good. And then, Lisa, another thing that we're getting some information on, which, we'll have more information about this probably next week, is that, the state of North Carolina is starting to come up with some ways, I think, that we can solve some of this problem of our healthcare residents not being able to see loved ones as easily as what we hope that they could be.
Compassionate care.
Compassionate care is what they're calling that. And so we're starting to get some information about that. We're starting to put a plan together. Quite honestly, I think we're going to see a plan in place by the end of next week, beginning of the following week, where we can actually then go ahead and have an opportunity, if nothing else at least, for our residents here on independent living side who have spouses in healthcare, we're going to have a system in place that we're going to be able to have them be able to go and see them. Now, you're not going to be able to go right next to them. You're not going to still be able to hug them or kiss them or touch them.
Right.
But, maybe to be in an outside setting where you can be talking to them and seeing them and visiting with them and spending time. I think we're going to have something here fairly soon. And
Being 6 feet away is better than not being
that's
able to
right.
see them at all.
That's right.
So,
So I think we're, and it won't be through a doorway. It might be
Right,
through a
right.
plexiglass outdoor system type thing is what we're talking about. But we got more coming on that, and I'm excited because I think the state's finally kind of coming around to where we need them to be so that we can start that. And I know
Right.
that's, for our independent living residents who are have spouses, this is long-awaited news.
Right,
And
absolutely.
and Lisa, I think at some point, this will allow us even to have, a family member who hasn't been able to visit a loved one in the healthcare center side, and where that resident here really needs to have that contact with them. I think we're going to be able to work that out as well here
Sure.
over the next several weeks as well. So it won't be just the spouses, but I think we're going to be able to work through some of that too.
Absolutely.
So holds tight. I know that this is all very new information. We're still processing all this, and I know there's a real desire to kind of go quickly into this, but please give us time to kind of put our plan together. We got to get a
Right.
plan approved first before we do that. And once we get that through, then, we'll be sharing that. And I just think that's awesome news, and it's time. I mean, we're now in month 4 of the shutdown, and so, for our independent living residents, they've seen some changes. They've seen some things given back to them. Our healthcare residents have seen
Haven't
none
seen
of that.
anything.
They've been
Right.
pretty much living in their rooms the
Right,
entire
right.
time. I mean, they can't eat together. They can't do activities together. The best thing we can do with our activities, I know, and our team's doing a great job over there, but the best activity we can do is have them all come to their doorways, and we do some sort of bingo or activity or whatever from the hallway, which is better than nothing, but
Right,
it's just
right.
not the same
Not
thing.
the same.
And we know that. So,
Yep.
Okay, so I know that's only about half of what we wanted to
Yes,
share today.
yes.
So
But
what
that-
else do we have, Lisa?
Okay, let's see. We talked about the healthcare initiative, some things we're doing there and getting ready to do. And some of the great things, we talked about this on one of our tape programs, so if you all didn't get to see that, we had Tony and Kat on, the healthcare administrator and director of nursing, and they talked a little bit about some of the connections they've had with families through Zoom meetings and Skyping and FaceTiming. So a lot of that is going on as well, just to share with you some of those things. We've also had some folks have some special events in their life. We had a 60th anniversary
Yeah.
that a couple had.
Yeah.
We've had some special birthdays and things like that. And the healthcare team has really worked with families to, even if it's a drive-by even.
Well,
Something where
yeah.
families could come in here, hold up a sign to say happy anniversary, happy birthday to their loved one, just to be able to do something, because it's just been so hard. We can't have that connection yet, getting
Right.
ready to, hopefully.
Right.
But at that point, so they've been really creative on trying to keep that connection with folks. So if any of you have seen that, where we've maybe had a family member come in and drive through with a sign, that's what we were doing, is just to be able to give some special congratulations out to those folks. So
And Lisa, this has actually happened on the independent living side as well.
It has,
But it's a little
yes.
different on the independent living side because our residents are not restricted to the campus. So they can go out and
Right.
do these kinds
They
of things.
can,
And,
yes.
with obviously with the 3 W's in mind, but they can go out and do these kinds of things.
Right.
Where our healthcare residents, they're stuck. They can't leave the
go.
campus. And
Right.
so, this is just an opportunity, another way for these special events that
Right,
happen in their
right.
lives, that we can show them a little extra love by them, if nothing else, seeing a family member come by
Exactly,
and wave and
exactly.
holding up signs and different things like
right,
that.
right. So
it's-
just wanted to share some of those things with you.
yeah, that's awesome.
Like Tom was saying, don't forget the W's. We don't want to forget that when we are here in common areas. And of course, if you have to leave campus for some reason, just always keep that in mind, the 3 W's: wearing your mask, waiting the 6 feet, and washing or sanitizing your hands. So that's still important, and that is still required in all common areas here when you come out, when you leave your home, and you're walking in our hallways, you're going to a dining venue, all that's required to still be wearing the mask. And we've seen most folks are pretty good with it, Tom.
Yeah, they are.
You all have just really embraced that, and we also just want to encourage you, when you leave the campus, continue to embrace the 3 W's. It's still so important right now.
And, we know sometimes accidents can happen.
Sure.
I have to admit, I actually started to walk out of my office today
We both have
into
done
the
that.
hallway,
Yes.
and I went, Oh no, I didn't put my mask on. I
And
went
you
running
ran
back in. I'm
back
pointing
in.
at Lisa going, I forgot my mask, and so,
Right.
we get it. I mean,
Yes,
and that's part of the reason why,
absolutely.
especially if you're going down to a dining venue.
Right.
We have a mask. If you need a mask, we can give you a
Right,
mask down
right.
there. But we
Yep.
would encourage you to please wear your masks.
Right,
And we know that
absolutely.
masks are so important. I mean, you're starting to hear now from all different kinds of sources about the importance of masks.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw some pretty neat articles about
did.
cloth masks with the interlacing inside of
Right,
them. And
right. How much that
How
stopped.
much that really stops. And when we saw
Right.
some real, so I think those, I know that there's the other side of this that people say, well, if you don't wash your masks, then, there could be bacteria and different things
Sure.
like that. And I get that too.
Yep.
I understand that. If you wear masks, then you change them out frequently and wash them if you can.
Right.
But, the pros completely outweigh the cons, in my opinion. We know that if you're sneezing into a mask or you're coughing into a mask, it's not coming out as easily as it would be.
Right.
I mean, that's just simple logic
Absolutely.
to me.
Yep.
And so, we need to be thinking about other people. And that's what I think this is what the beauty of our campus is, because I think we have residents that are, big believers in let's take care of all of us,
Right,
not
right.
just the individual folks. Let's take care of
Absolutely.
all of us. So,
Yep.
big deal.
Channel 1390 update. So you all know we went through a couple of weeks with Channel 1390 down. We have it back up, so Spectrum's gotten us back up with the channel, but some of you will still experience low volume issues. So we know that. It's not
We're
a
trying
permanent...
to talk up as much as possible.
We
right?
are,
But
we
that
are.
doesn't do a whole lot. Has nothing to do with our mic system, right? So I'm looking at Joe.
Are we good, Joe? Yeah. Yes? Oh, that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
Okay, so hopefully that
So we
means
just got
that-
an update that maybe you all aren't experiencing the difficulty with some of your volume. But if you are, there's still some tweaks going on, all
Right.
that good stuff. But that'd be great to know if volume's coming out better.
Boy, that would be fantastic.
That would be super.
Yeah, that'd
That'd
be
be super. So we're glad to get that back up.
you,
Also, in line of Spectrum, we know some folks are still receiving some of the crazy bills that had listed for extreme internet. Those are not bills that you want to pay. You need to call the number on top of your bill. There's a Spectrum number, and they're going to ask you your account number when you call in, but tell them you got this charge for extreme internet, you're on a bulk account here at River Landing, and they will remove that charge and hopefully permanently fix your bill so it doesn't happen again. But we know there are still a few of those bills out there. So please make sure you call. Do not pay that bill. Extreme internet is not what you're paying for. You're all included under our bulk account. It's amazing what they charge for internet, though.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
$130-some.
Well, I was just going to say, if you get a bill from Spectrum and it's got $130 on it,
Wow.
you're going to stand up and take notice,
Wow.
So, yeah, please don't pay those bills.
It's crazy with charges. So
And we can't call for you. You really just need to be the one to
Right,
call. And
right.
it's actually the couple of residents that it's happened to so far, they've said it's been very easy to get in and
It
change
has.
So,
But for some reason, if you call and they tell you they can't remove it, then
Yeah,
bring,
then come to
bring
us.
that one to me.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but you should not have problems with that, but just go ahead and take care of that one.
Lisa, before we get too far
Yes.
off of this, I realize we missed a piece on our update. Let me get back to COVID-19 for just a second. So I think it was the weekend, right?
Saturday.
Weekend, Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
We had our third case of a staff member, another healthcare dining staff member.
Isolated
Isolated
again.
incident, contained. Even though we've had 3 confirmed cases here at River Landing, I've been really, not that I'm happy that we've had the cases, but I'm very happy that the cases have been very contained. The staff members have been very responsible in letting us know, and even in some cases, they have let us know ahead of time that they think there's a possibility that they've been exposed
Right.
and staying away from the community.
Right.
And that's what's happened in this last one. So, that person hadn't been in the community for over a week
Right,
before that.
right.
So, you all got that. That was sent out into the
was,
letter
it
into
was.
the boxes this weekend. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but The blessing here to me is that we haven't had a resident come down with it yet, and I'm hoping and praying. I'm looking at Ken because I want him to say prayers as well, and I'm sure he is. The hope and prayer, of course, is that we don't ever have a resident that comes down with it here.
Right,
and,
right.
That maybe leads us into another conversation, right? 'Cause,
Yes.
You can't be too careful. We were found out today about a resident who, and this is not trying to cause this resident harm. We're not going to mention who the person was, but we found out from a resident that they had recently just been at the beach with family, and we have, we worked through those. Cindy works through those conversations with people, and unbeknownst to this resident, one of the family members had a test done, got sick. They left, and they left right away apparently. But one of the families got sick. When they got sick, our resident left. But this person did turn out to be COVID-19. So, they'll be in a quarantine period for a little while, which is the safe way to do things. We know that doesn't mean they have it.
Right.
It just means that we're trying to be safe, and this is just standard protocol type stuff.
It is.
But the message here and the point is that, even your family may not be completely safe. I know how much you want to go and hug on your family and love on your family, but we're asking you not to do that. We're not asking you not to go see them. You go see them all you want.
Maintain your distance.
But maintain your distance. Stay outside if you can. Wear your masks. Just be careful. Just be safe because, the life you save might be your own, quite honestly. So it just was a reminder, I think, when we heard that today, Lisa. This was a really good reminder. We need to keep pushing that because it's very easy to become lax.
And it is, especially with your family.
I'll be the first one to say it. When you're with family, there's an easier tendency to be lax when you're with your family.
Absolutely.
So it's a good message for all of us. And so I really thank this resident for calling us and telling us what had happened and being honest with us. And, that's really great. So, okay. What do we got next?
Well, we had the golf cart parade yesterday.
Yeah.
And that was super.
That was a lot of fun.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I did have one person ask me, why didn't we do it on the 4th?
Yes.
Well, that was really to help out our healthcare team and our healthcare residents. On a weekend, they don't have as many administrative people there, so there's not as many hands.
Yeah.
And I think anybody that was involved in it yesterday kind of notices that it takes a lot of hands because most folks are in wheelchairs. So you're one-on-one with everybody.
Yeah.
We had, I bet, half of the healthcare residents were outside. It was amazing.
At least
maybe
half.
even more.
Maybe more.
Might have been 75% or more.
It was wonderful.
So thank you all for being willing to do that on a Wednesday. It helped the team out and be able to get as many healthcare residents as possible. We know that they've been kind of contained for so long. They don't get to have that exposure. And so for them to be able to have a bright light like this during the 4th of July week, thank you all for participating in the parade and being willing to help out with that. So that was a great thing.
The smiles on the residents' faces.
It was worth it right there.
And not just the healthcare residents, the independent living residents
Everybody.
too. And it was great waving to people up in the balconies.
It
and,
was.
We could see people far off up on their balconies. We're trying to wave to them and everything. It was really a feel-good thing.
It was. And it kind of reminded me of something normal that we do. I mean, for years, this has been a tradition here. We do a golf cart parade.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to do something normal.
So, Lisa, I was debating about whether to even say this or not, but I thought it was kind of interesting maybe and really kind of a cool thing in one way. We had, while the fire department was the engine, fire department engine was leading the parade, right? I mean, other than Brian and Michelle, of course, Brian with his bullhorn, but trying to outdo the fire engine. But other than that, the fire engine was here. Well, they got here relatively early.
Right.
And when we had a resident that fell yesterday
We
outside.
did.
And the fire department was right there and jumped right on it and helped this resident out. And it was really great to see. And it brought really a warmth to my heart to know that, we've got great folks like the fire department, the police department that are here supporting our
community
residents.
Support.
The ambulance folks that come, the EMS folks that come, PTAR. We really are very fortunate in this area. We've got some great services that are here for our residents and for our staff. And
Absolutely.
so yesterday was just a prime example. I just didn't want to
It
let that go. I
was.
just thought that was a
No.
really cool thing yesterday.
Absolutely.
That
And
they were there right to help.
I want to thank our 3 judges. We had Barbara Curran, Mike McDonald, and Sarah Wilson as our judges, so that
Okay.
was great.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we've announced this yet. I think this is it.
Oh, we are announcing the winners from
Okay,
the golf
the
cart
winners.
race? Okay, so you guys start
Okay.
with 3rd place, right?
See, we were supposed to do this yesterday, Tom,
Yes, I know.
but then
Well,
it didn't happen.
Yeah, we won't go there. We tried to do it yesterday. You know, it's okay.
So,
Day late's better than nothing at all.
Absolutely.
So, there you go.
so first place.
3rd place. No, you got to do 3rd place
okay.
first.
We got to do third
You got to
place
go
first.
backwards, right?
You're right. You're right. 3rd place went to the Brims.
Ah, Troy and Sue.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Awesome.
By the way, there was some great
all
decorated
the carts were
They
amazing. I don't know how
the
they
judges,
chose.
I don't know how the judges
Yes.
chose it either. It's amazing.
2nd place went to the Nolans.
Oh, yes, the Nolans. That's awesome.
And 1st place went to EVS, our housekeepers. So that was awesome.
Well,
I
that
think
was
that was pretty cool.
Christy and Denise, right?
Christy and Denise were in there, and
Yeah.
I think you all know Christy was one of those clean team members.
Thanks, Joe.
There goes our technical support. Hopefully we're still okay.
We're good. We're good now. We're all right. So thank you.
Okay, so that was pretty cool. So that's our 3 winners, and Brian will be delivering gift cards to you all.
gift cards. Yeah.
Very cool. And like I said, Christy, she was one of the Clean Dream Team members.
She was,
so
yeah.
it was neat to see her out in a card. And I asked her yesterday, I said, what's it like now being back home? She said, I miss River Landing. I miss living here at River Landing. She said, it was just so nice to be able to be where you work.
Yeah.
She said the commute was just really short. So, but she said, I am glad to be back to my house.
Yeah.
But she did say she misses River Landing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was sweet of her to say that.
Well, you know, I know we recognized those 4 folks in a previous show, but
Yep.
it just brings chills to me a little bit to think
know.
about the fact that we had those 4 people that committed 2
2
months of their lives to be here, and that's just
Right.
pretty neat.
Right.
Pretty neat.
Absolutely. Okay. Tomorrow
Yes.
is the annual Red, White, and Blue golf tournament.
Yeah.
So that's also a normal thing,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It might look a little different, but
Yeah.
it's still a normal event that we do.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And how many people are signed up, Tom?
I think Scooter said it was like we were going to have 50-some people
That's
signed
awesome.
up. 50,
That's
I think
awesome.
it's 50 residents that are signed
And they'll
up.
be all spread throughout the whole 9 holes.
Yeah, so I think
that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
That's a lot of folks.
That's great.
I don't think that's hard to say that. I think it's probably going to set a record for us.
Think so?
I don't think we've ever had that many play in a tournament before, but maybe we have.
Very
but
cool.
I just don't
Very
remember
cool.
that.
Okay, and then just as a reminder, on 4th of July, so on Saturday, that's when we had the picnic lunch menu. So that's in the Water's Edge and the clubhouse. You make reservations just like normal, but we are only open during lunchtime on Saturday because we do close at night for 4th of July, so we're open from 11 to 2. The bistro is also open, but that's regular menu in there for folks that maybe don't like that picnic menu, Tom.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
some people that maybe don't want the
I think-
hamburgers,
I
hot
don't know.
dogs.
I think that's un-American, but you know what? I know that doesn't appeal to everybody. and
We'd
I
like
get
to
that.
have options for folks.
I
If you'd
understand.
rather get your Mediterranean salad, that's okay.
Yes, okay.
Nothing
Yes,
wrong with that.
Yes, we love our Mediterranean
We
salads.
do.
Yes.
That's one of our favorites.
It is.
Yes.
Now, you could put a hot dog on it, and that would work for me, okay? I can make that work.
Instead of the salmon, we put the hot dog?
It's meat. I mean, it works.
Anything
So,
goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so just as a reminder for that. And then during that time from 11 to 2, if you want a box supper for that evening, it is available for you to pick up when you're at one of those venues there.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So it's important to point out, there's no takeout, there's no delivery, there's nothing after 2 o'clock.
After 2 o'clock, everything
So
is
you can't
closed.
call the clubhouse, or you can't, well, I don't know if they call the clubhouse anyway, but you can't
reservations.
call for reservations. You can't do any of that stuff
Right,
after 2 o'clock
right.
on Saturday.
Right,
So
exactly.
Just we want to be very clear, because I think there was
Absolutely.
a couple residents last time that we did this that
Right.
did not realize
Didn't
that
quite understand how that
that
worked.
they couldn't call in and get a meal delivered to
Right,
them, and
right.
that's not
Because
gonna
we
be the
are
case.
closed after 2 o'clock.
Okay, Lisa,
Okay.
we've worked our way to the back part of the pitch. See, this is the reason why we told Ken not to come today.
We did. We had too much stuff.
Ken was like, Ken, there's just not going to be enough time for you.
I know.
We'll get you back in next week. So.
Exactly. So as we've been talking throughout the show today and over the last couple weeks, we've been redoing our whole multi-purpose room AV system and lighting system. So we were able to get about 80% of the system done at this point. So we're about 80% complete. So that's why yesterday we thought, let's give it a try.
Sure.
We weren't quite ready yet.
We were pushing it.
We were pushing
to try and do it yesterday.
So today we had some more support here, and as you can see, we're up and running now and hopefully doing well. So just know 80% is done right now. So this leads me into some things.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I was just going to say, are you going to say for those that can't see or hear us that they should go ahead and...
I made that mistake one time. I said, if you don't have 1390, call me. Call me. And
yeah, it doesn't do well when they can't see on the show.
no, if you can't see me, you didn't get that message.
And I do give her a hard time about that. But please, it's lovingly and in jest. I promise you that. So.
Okay, so leading into this, since we're only about 80% done, the movies and lecture DVDs, the bingo, Vespers, anything that we have planned from now until Sunday, we're postponing all of that. Now, tomorrow, we're supposed to have Tom Burleson and his chorus on here. We still want to try to have that. We're gonna talk to Tom, see if he's still feeling comfortable with that. We think we have it up and running right now, so we're going to talk to him after the show today and see if he'd be comfortable bringing his group on. So tomorrow at 3 o'clock, that's what we'd be aiming for. But if not, we will broadcast on CareMerge and let you know whether or not the program's on. But the other items like bingo, Vespers, movies, and lecture DVDs, we're postponing, and we'll start back up with a fresh schedule on Monday. We're hoping to have Jill back Monday, live classes. That's our plan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So look forward to that Monday. Tune in, 9:30. That's our next.
So maybe another way to say this is we have some holiday closings this weekend.
We do.
Right?
We do. Absolutely.
Yeah. Instead of people close for the holidays all the time.
That's right.
So
That's right. So our system is
if
closed.
that helps you at all, then great. If it doesn't help you, I'm sorry.
We're
That's the best I
sorry.
can come up with.
Okay.
We made it to the questions.
Yeah, we did. Whew, that was a long one.
Okay.
And look, we still have time.
We do. We're only an hour and a half into this. We're doing great.
Good.
At this
We're
point,
doing
so.
good. Okay, the first question. Can we have 6-foot tables in the water's edge? Because there is a 6-top table in the clubhouse.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, if you all remember back when we put out the memo related to dining, we're doing reservations from 1 to 4 people. So we didn't even have anything in there about 6 tops because we really are more comfortable with the 4 maximum. That's really where we're at.
That's where we were at that time.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of there right now.
We are. So,
but Lisa, what happened was we started talking about the possibility of doing a 6-top.
Trying it out.
And somebody just jumped the gun, to be honest with you. And we didn't realize that it jumped the gun.
Right.
And, we put a couple 6-tops in the clubhouse, and that was not the intent.
Right. So we're going to backtrack a little bit from that.
We're going to back off on that a little bit because we don't really want 6-tops yet at this point.
Exactly.
We can talk about that again when we get into phase
3.
3. I think phase 3 can maybe open up some more opportunities. But so we really are going to go back to what we, not really go back, but enforce what we started with, which is the 1 to 4.
Yep. We only had those 2 options, but 1 to 4 people per table. So we're going to go back to the reservations for that. So I'm sorry if that takes away for some folks that love that 6-top up in the clubhouse.
Yes.
But we are going to go back to 4 maximum at a table.
Right.
And since we've extended phase 2, it kind of makes sense that we back off a little bit on that part.
This is the right approach.
So I think it's good for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a drink at the clubhouse bar and go sit on the veranda without a food reservation? I just want to go for a drink.
So, Lisa, I think this was the same thing that happened with the tables. I think it was the same conversation.
We jumped the gun. We jumped the gun again.
Somebody thought that us talking about it was the opportunity to go ahead and do it. And you know what?
Right.
I appreciate that and get that.
Absolutely.
But we're not there yet.
We're not.
You know,
We're not.
we cannot, by governor's order, be running a bar at this point anyway.
And that could be considered that if we did that.
It could. So, I mean, obviously you can still get a drink if you're eating in the clubhouse, having a meal. That's not considered part of the bar.
Right.
But getting a drink at the bar and going out, as much as I would love for people to be able to do that, because I just think that's a perfect thing. We just need to hold off a little longer on that. And once we get into phase 3 and they open up the bars and we get our fitness facility back and all that kind of stuff, it'll open up a whole lot more things for us. So.
And it gives us some things to look forward to for phase 3.
That's right.
So, okay, thank you for that question. The last one, where can I park my golf cart if I want to come into the water's edge to eat? Can I park on the cement area on the back side of the multipurpose room and water's edge? So that's that nice, big, cemented area behind the room we're in right now and the water's edge. Yeah. It looks very inviting, Tom.
It does. But please do not park there.
Do not park there.
The paths that are the concrete paths that are behind this building are for walking only, not for golf carts.
Yes.
So please do not bring your golf carts up there. We get ruts because the path's not quite wide enough for where it turns here. We always get ruts there.
Yeah.
We cannot have golf carts coming up here. And it's a safety issue
as
well.
It is.
So please do not park up here. Don't bring your golf carts up here. Don't drop somebody off up here either, for that matter. If you really feel a need to do that, take them around to the porte cochere in the front, and it's a quick little walk to the elevator, and then they come right on down. That's the fastest and easiest way.
It is. And there's great designated golf cart parking out in our front lot.
Right.
Where the main entrance is. We have great spots up there. And we also have all those wonderful spots back in the new wellness parking area.
Yes, absolutely.
Super spots back there. So very close parking to really any of our central areas here. So thank you for not parking up here by the back of the multipurpose room or the water's edge. Okay, I think we are to the birthdays of the day.
You know what? Before we do that, should we just take a second and update them on the Wellness Center at this point?
Sure.
So, I just had another construction phone call today, and you and I participated in this past Monday in a punch-out of the Wellness Center because they are effectively done on the inside. We've got some things that we need to fix in there as part of the punch-out, but I am so excited. That Wellness Center, Lisa, I mean, I didn't think anything could rival our new clubhouse.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, the Wellness Center
is giving it a challenge.
It's giving a good run for its money. It's a beautiful facility.
Yes.
And so we might have some good news, right?
Yes.
So we are looking at the week of July 20th. And I'm looking at Brian because Brian has no idea what I'm about to say. Oh, he does know. He already knows. Okay.
I think Cindy already told him.
Okay, so that's good. All right, so word gets out fast. But we are going to set up tours for residents to be able to come and see the new Wellness Center. Now, the trick for this is going to be tough because we can only do them in groups of 10.
Right.
So we're going to have to do a lot of tours.
Right.
A lot of tours.
Right.
But I think what we're going to do, and we'll have more information about this next week. We'll have a sign-up sheet. You can sign up, no more than 10 at a time. We'll do one tour every hour. I think we're going to do 6 tours a day through that whole week.
Right.
So that'll be 30 tours.
30
we
tours.
can push 300 residents through that thing in a week. And if we need a little bit more, we can do it again the following week.
We can go into the next. Right.
We're not going to be able to open the new Wellness Center until probably the first week of August. That's what we're looking. That's what we're shooting for. And even then, we don't know where we're going to be phase-wise and where what we're going to be able to use and not use.
Sure.
But at a minimum, I think we can use some of that new facility there. The walking track, I think, will be fair game. And, we might be able to do basketball and
maybe
pickleball, maybe. Chair volleyball might still be a little bit further out. We'll have to just see how that all works out.
Right,
But and then, of course, the fitness equipment itself. And then we got a beautiful classroom, and wait till you all see the game room. It's, that permanent game room. And so I'm looking at my former council representatives who remember it as the TGR, the temporary game room.
Right.
So this is the PGR, the permanent game room. It's huge, and so your grandkids, now, I'm not saying that you can't use it, but your grandkids are going to love it
We
up
did have a
there.
lot of residents use it before, Tom.
Well, I don't think they admitted it, though, did they?
Well, some of them did.
I guess it was depending on what they were doing up there, right? So,
I think they took some sippies.
some sick.
They had some refreshments and had some game nights.
Well, there you go.
I think they did.
All right.
So,
Well, that's going to be great.
Yep.
Everything looks great up there. The
Yep.
classroom looks fantastic. I can't wait for us to be able to start using that.
Yep.
You all are going to be blown away. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facility. And so we're excited to be able to show it to you.
Yep.
So we're going to do some preview touring the week of the 20th. So be on the lookout for that
Right.
information. And
Right.
we'll have more about that in a little bit. All right, now I think we can go to
okay,
birthdays.
birthday time. So let's start with the birthday yesterday. That was Carrie, who we talked about earlier,
Yes,
Carrie
Carrie.
Gustafson. Today is Gila Patterson.
Ah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the 4th, we have Charlie Himes and Lee McGivney. So that's
Great.
awesome. Yep,
There's our
2 holiday birthdays.
firecracker babies, right?
That's right,
Isn't that what
that's
they call
right.
them? Firecracker babies?
I
Something
think
like
so,
that.
something
Yeah.
like that. And then Sunday, we have Phyllis Lennon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
Happy birthday to
yeah.
all of you.
That gets us through the weekend
I
there.
hope you have an explosive birthday. Oh, no, that's not the way to say that. How should we say that, Lisa? I don't know. You can't get around. You
I
can't
don't
help
know.
me. Can you help me with this, Lisa? What do we?
I don't know. How about
Okay.
just exciting?
Okay, our fantastic
Yeah, let's
birthday.
just
We'll
have an
leave it at
exciting
that.
birthday.
All right. I was trying to do something 4th of July related.
know.
It backfired on me. I know. I'm sorry, but that's what do you get for live entertainment? I'm sorry. That's just the way it works.
You aren't going to believe this, Tom.
What?
We had no winner today.
Really?
We had Michelle always sends me a text of the winner, and I just looked, and her text says, no winner.
So nobody's going to be triumphant about
No.
the triumvirate. I can't even
You,
say it.
come on, say it.
Triumph. You know what it is? We can't say the word
Can't
right,
say
so
it.
that's probably
So
why
nobody
nobody
even knew
can
what
say
I
it,
was
right?
talking about.
Triumvirate. So that.
And per Ken, it's the American Triumvirate.
Oh, Lisa, good. You
That's
said
what
it right.
he says it
Okay.
is.
All right.
I can't believe this. So, Carrie, you get the gift card.
Carrie gets a
stumped-
gift
you
card.
stumped
That's right. We
everybody.
said that if they stomp it. He might have made it up.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Carrie,
Ken, that was Ken. That wasn't us, Carrie.
Ken just outed
if you. Have a
you. He
problem with
said
that,
you made it up.
You can talk to Ken, okay? We had nothing to do with
Okay,
that.
so the question was, what trio was known as the American Triumvirate?
And so let's give him a little bit of a hint, because
Okay.
as soon as we gave him a little bit of a hint, we it was kind of like makes sense. But it's golf related,
Golf
right?
related.
Golf related.
Should we give him like 2 minutes and see if anybody
Oh
calls in?
yeah, why don't we?
Why can't we?
If that helps you, if it's the golf related, gives you the opportunity to be able to come up with that answer.
Let's give him a couple minutes.
All right, yeah, we can go
Okay.
back to it because
Okay.
I got
Okay.
a joke to do anyway at the
Okay,
end.
very
so-
good.
And we can talk about next week while we're waiting.
Yes,
So-
absolutely.
Okay. Oh, Michelle's got a phone.
look
I
at-
see sure
look
thought
at-
of that. Now, Carrie, if this is right, Carrie's going to give us a hard
He's gonna
time.
be mad.
You just cheated me out of a $25 gift card.
Maybe
I
we
know
can-
that's what's going to happen.
Maybe we can give him a bottle of wine or something.
Well, we might be able to do something.
We'll
like
come
that.
up with something, Carrie,
I don't know.
just in case.
Carrie, maybe it was our fault because we just can't say the word right. I mean,
And
that's-
maybe by you spelling it out, then they knew what it was.
Maybe
I don't know. But she's left us,
she left us. Okay.
and we
right.
might be right. We might have a winner now.
So let's talk about schedule for next week.
Yes.
Do we know a schedule for next week yet?
Well, a little bit of one. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Okay.
Okay, so we know Tom and I are going to do the River Churns on Wednesday and Friday next week.
That's right.
So that's, I don't even want to say locked in because, things change.
It's never locked in.
But for right now, Wednesday, Friday is what we're planning for the River
That's our
Churns.
plan, yeah. And we'll have Ken be a part of probably Wednesday, Ken? Okay, so we'll have
Wednesday.
Ken over here on
Okay.
Wednesday. That'd be good.
So we know we're going to start Jill back up next week, too. So
Right.
Jill's going to be live next week on her times. And I think hers was 9:30, 11,
And 1.
and 1.
Okay. The what show will be at 10:05?
10:05
Matt
will be
Yoga.
Matt Yoga,
Matt Yoga.
not Matt. The person, Matt, is in the floor.
I don't know Matt Yoga.
Okay? So we're going to start that back up, too. And our plan is we'll start movies and DVDs and bingo.
Oh, and Vespers.
Bingo next week.
Vespers, right? Look at
Vespers.
Yeah.
So plan on starting on Monday, and we'll post the schedule, okay? But right now, that's kind of what the plan is, and I think we have a winner.
We have a winner. As soon as we said golf related, that was it.
Okay.
All right.
We ready?
The winner is Carrie Gustafson. Oh, no. That
would have been funny.
Barb Gustafson. Carrie, if you've been fast enough, you could have Barb call.
I know. Gosh. Okay. The winner is Bud Irvin.
Oh, Bud.
So congratulations, Bud. Thank you for watching us.
Where did you look that up at, Bud? Because I know you wouldn't have gotten that on your own. So I think we gave him just too much time on that
I'm just so glad someone did look it up, though, because it would be disappointing not to have a winner.
Yeah.
So,
well, we might have two winners because, like you said, maybe we do something
we'll
for
get Carrie something.
We'll do something for Carrie.
Yep.
So.
Okay, and like we talked about, we're hoping Tom Burleson and his group will be tomorrow with a patriotic program, so we'll check on that.
Oh, we need to tell them the answer to the trivia question.
Oh, okay.
If you need to know the answer, talk to Bud, okay?
We've been off the air so long.
Yeah, we forgot. We did this once before, too.
Okay, so the answer is, thank goodness Ken was here. Okay, the answer is Ben Hogan,
Yeah.
Sammy Sneed,
Yeah.
and Byron Nelson.
Ah.
So that is the trio known as the American Triumvirate.
So I have to tell you, before the show started, Lisa goes, okay, so here's the answer. And she goes, who are these people?
I had no idea. And Ken's like, well, those are golfers.
They're like, not only just golfers, they're like famous golfers, Lisa.
You know, I should have known with Sneed.
Sneed, yes.
That should have cued me in.
Yes.
That's, oh my goodness.
Anyway,
That's
all
okay.
right. That's all right.
Anna Nelson. I should have known with these
okay.
names.
You know, it doesn't always come to us that fast, right?
No.
No.
Okay, I think we're down to the end of the show with the joke of the day.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do the end of the. And you know, obviously, it won't be as good with Ken not doing it. It won't be one of Ken's jokes.
I know.
I mean, no joke off today, unfortunately. So
No.
You know, but I don't think I've actually shared this one before, and it's kind of a story and a joke at the same time.
Okay.
Because it's not so joke as it is story. But
Okay.
this is called The Marine. So maybe some of you have heard this before. But this is pretty cool. It says, after retiring, a former Marine Corps gunnery sergeant took a new job as a high school teacher. Can you imagine that? Oh, that would have been fun, right?
Yeah.
Before the school year started, he injured his back, and he was required to wear a light plaster cast around the upper part of his body. Fortunately, the cast fit under his shirt and wasn't noticeable when he wore his suit coat. So this kind of dates the joke a little bit, if you can. Although Ken's wearing a.
Uh-oh.
On the first day of class, he found himself assigned to the toughest students in the school. Right? Why wouldn't you give the gunnery sergeant the toughest students in school, right? So the smart aleck punks have already heard the new teacher was a former Marine, and they were leery of him, and he knew they would be testing his discipline in the classroom. So walking confidently into the rowdy classroom, the new teacher opened the window wide and sat down at his desk. With a strong breeze blowing, it made his tie flap.
Okay.
So he picked up the stapler off the desk, stapled the tie to his chest, and apparently there was dead silence in the room at that point, and he never had a problem the rest of the year.
Oh,
pretty smart,
gosh.
huh?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I thought that was pretty neat. That was a pretty cool
pretty good
story.
one.
So, well, Lisa, I know I've said it, but it feels so great to be back here in our stomping grounds here at the multipurpose room.
Absolutely.
We hope you've enjoyed today as much as we have enjoyed it. We know that we got a chance to do a radio program today and a TV program.
A TV show.
How many people can say that, right? So
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
And we beat the clock.
And we beat the clock, right?
I think we started it late, though, but we barely beat the clock.
Barely beat the clock.
Yes.
So sorry for the longer one today, but we were making up for a week's worth of not having one. So
we've missed this.
We had to have a little bit longer one today. But, you know, we don't want to leave here today without telling you all, though, how much we love you and how much we are so glad that each and every one of you decided to make River Landing your home and be a part of this family. And it is a family. I know things aren't perfect out there. I know things don't always go the way you want them to. I know that suggestions you make aren't always followed up on and done, or they're just something that we can't do. But that doesn't mean we don't care. It doesn't mean we don't listen. And we just want you to know how much that we appreciate all of you very much. And so, thank you. We hope you had a chance to be able to hear and see us all
we
today
hope so.
really well.
Yep.
We're hoping that the system worked really well.
Yep.
I can just tell you that based upon what we are hearing here, it sounds
Oh my
so
gosh.
much better
It's
just
very-
to us
oh,
here.
it's a huge improvement.
It's a huge improvement, and you'll get a chance to see that soon enough. But we love you. Lisa, I don't know if you want to share anything,
Yes.
but we thank
No,
you.
we
Have
thank
a
you
great
all.
4th of July holiday. For those playing golf tomorrow, have a great time. I hope you don't hit them. I hope you hit them well and hit them very few. And we love you. Bye.